If you missed Combat Sports Digest, you missed... Hello and welcome to the special NCAA Championship edition of Combat Sports Digest. I'm Jim Rotundo, your host for this week's show. Scott's back in the hotel room taking some rest right now, and he'll be back for some more of his expert commentary. Now, we've got a lot of great stuff for you this week. We've got Josh Patterson from Binghamton University in his attempt to be Binghamton's first NCAA Division I All-American. We've got some Cornell wrestling highlights as they try to be #1 and unseat Iowa as the top team in wrestling. We've got a whole bunch of other stuff for you, and we'll be right back.
The Shamrock Athletic Center at 47 Riverside Drive in Johnson City is the new home for all your family fitness needs.
We have everything your family needs to get in shape and stay that way. There's circuit trainers, free weights, treadmills and elliptical trainers. Shamrock Athletic Center also offers aerobics, Pilates, plus a host of combat sports training classes.
What are you waiting for? Get down to the Shamrock Athletic Center at 47 Riverside Drive and start getting in shape today. Call 644-1190.
Looking for someone to help you reach your health and fitness goals? Marshall Dornick of HealthStrong is your answer. His 6 years of experience in the field of sports medicine, working with a wide variety of athletes, make him uniquely qualified to address multiple fitness and health goals. Marshall is also a certified strength and conditioning specialist and a performance enhancement specialist. So whether you're a serious athlete looking to gain a competitive edge or a weekend warrior working toward optimal fitness, HealthStrong can take you there.
Pops Athletics wants you to be part of its 2009 Technique and Live Wrestling Camp August 2nd through 5th at Binghamton University. This competitively priced camp is designed to give wrestlers valuable insight on what it takes to be successful at the highest levels of wrestling. You'll work with Binghamton University head coach Pat Papalizio and his staff of counselors to improve your skills both on and off the mat. Camp size is limited, so hurry up and call 607-372-4118 for more information.
Keeping up with all the action at the NCAA tournament was quite a workout. And if you want to work out, we've got Marshall Dornick with a new In the Gym segment for you. And we're going to be checking out military presses. Here's Marshall.
Another good upper body exercise we're going to talk about is military press, which is great for developing upper body strength through the shoulders, your traps, triceps, and even in through your middle and lower back. It can be done in a variety of ways. You can do military press standing with a barbell, standing with dumbbells, seated with either a barbell or dumbbell. So there's a lot of different variety you can get to make sure that you're, maximizing the amount of muscle that you're activating with the military press. If you can, I would recommend doing military press standing. You bring in a lot more muscles that way. You can bring in the muscles of the core. You're using your legs a little bit more. If you have to power the weight up with the legs, you have that available to you where you don't have that when you're in a seated position. So if you can, do it standing. There's a lot more transfer to sport-specific exercises because you're bringing in the entire body when you're doing the exercise. If you have leg problems or pain, I would try and do it seated without leaning up against a bench. If you can just do it straight seated without like a chair back. That's going to be better for you because then you can use the muscles of the core and get some activation there to stabilize those, and then you're not using the bench to kind of cheat against as you lean back and get a little bit more force from your pecs instead of keeping it isolated to the shoulders and back. Dumbbells allow for a little bit more freedom of movement and variation. You can throw those in if you're having some shoulder pain. Just take a palms in grip so your palms are facing each other and press up, and that can take some of the stress off the rotator cuff. You don't have to keep it really strict or as strict as you would with a barbell military press. To set up for a barbell military press, you're going to want to do it in like a squat rack or have the weight racked up, and then roughly just about shoulder height. You're going to take a grip just slightly wider than shoulder grip, but whatever's comfortable for you is fine. So something that's just a little bit out past shoulder width, so when you're actually driving through, you're going to be at about a 90-degree angle at the shoulder and elbow at the midpoint of the range of motion. And so when you unrack the weight, step back, make sure you're tight through your core, lower back. Feet should be about shoulder width apart. And then once you are set up in a good position, you just want to have a nice, slow, controlled push overhead. Make sure that the bar starts at your shoulder blades and goes all the way up until your arms are locked out, and then bring it all the way back down again until you're right about at your collarbone. You want to make sure you're working through the entire range of motion that's available to you, because that helps activate all the muscle fibers and gets a lot of strength throughout the entire muscle. The delts are a little bit more active through that lower part of the range of motion, and then when you get up in that range past your head, your triceps are going to take a little bit more of the work. People kind of express concerns about working through that full range of motion, but if you make sure that your shoulder blades are, stabilized and tucked back in with your back muscles, you're going to kind of take a lot of stress off of them. And if you're worried about shoulder pain, then you can go in and just do like a standing military press with the dumbbells and just have a palms facing your grip. And the setup for that is pretty much going to be the same, except you're going to have to bring the weights up yourself to that shoulder height, and then make sure you're tight through your core, feet about shoulder width apart, and then just a nice, slow, controlled push up, pause at the top, and then bring them all the way back down. Most gyms will have like a seated military press station that you can go and kind of rack stuff up there and kind of go from there. You don't have to worry about horsing the dumbbells up or something to that effect if you have like a seated military press station. Sometimes you'll see people going behind the neck. I would recommend that you not do that. You can kind of put your neck into a position where you can get hurt. Plus it takes the shoulders out of their natural range of motion, so you can do some damage to the shoulder. Plus if you're using a lot of weight, it can become harder and harder as you get through those reps to control the weight on the way down, and sometimes there's a risk that you bring it down too fast and you can actually end up fracturing or doing damage to the cervical vertebrae when you're doing a behind the neck press. If you're looking for more of a range of motion sort of thing or a different sort of effect with the military press, and you want to try to mix things up a little bit, then switch from barbell to dumbbells, because you have a lot more play. You can take things in a different direction there.
Combat Sports Digest, just getting back from St. Louis for the NCAA Championships. A lot of alumni from the Wrestling Club were out there competing. Let's go to the videotape and see how they did.
The Shamrock Wrestling Club, based out of the southern tier area of New York State, was well represented at the NCAA Championships in St. Louis this year. There were a total of 4 Shamrock wrestlers who qualified for the tournament. Troy Nickerson from Cornell, J.P. O'Connor from Harvard, David Marble from Bucknell University, and Eric Decker from Old Dominion University all qualified for the NCAA tournament. As we'll see in a couple of minutes, Troy Nickerson won 5 matches and earned his first NCAA championship and 3rd All-American award. Eric Decker drew 3rd-seeded Brandon Brown from Nebraska in the opening round. He was majored 12-4 by Brown and had to work his way through the wrestleback round. In his next match, Decker took on Buffalo's Nate Rock, and Eric won a 4-1 decision to stay alive. Next time out on the mat, Decker took on 9th-ranked Newly McSpadden from Oklahoma State. Unfortunately, Eric dropped a 4-1 decision and finished the tournament 1-2. Harvard's J.P. O'Connor was seeded 5th at 157 pounds. He took on Ryder's Michael Kessler in his first match and won 4-1. Next round, he drew 12th-seeded Robert Arisman. He went out to a 5-1 lead against Arisman before holding on to win 7-6, punching his ticket to the quarterfinals. In the quarterfinals, he took on Edinburgh's Gregor Gillespie. An escape was the only point scored in the match, but was scored by Gillespie, sending JP to the wrestleback round. In JP's next match, he faced Cal Poly's Chase Pammy. The winner earns All-American status, the loser doesn't. O'Connor was up 1-0 with 20 seconds left in the match, but Pammy managed to get a reversal and held on narrowly in the final seconds to upset JP and end his season just one win shy of his third All-American award. Bucknell's David Marble had to wrestle third-seeded James Kennedy from Illinois in a pigtail match. Marble wrestled his heart out and was down most of the match until tying it at 5 in the third period, sending it into overtime. Then Marble got a takedown in the sudden victory period to advance in the tournament.
Well, I was kind of prepared going in. I've wrestled him 2 times before. First round here last year I wrestled him, and so I just knew what to expect and I knew what I had to do to go in and get the win.
Next up, Marble took on Corey Van Bauer from Wyoming and won an 11-0 major decision. Next round, he lost to Kent State's Dan Misheff 10-5 to head to the wrestlebacks. Next up was Cal State Bakerfield's Thomas Kimbrell. Marble advanced with a 14-9 decision. Next up, one match away from being able to wrestle for All-American status, David took on Cornell's Mike Gray. Gray got the better of Marble, winning 13-5. Not a bad performance by Shamrock, but knowing the fierce competitors that they are, they'll all be back next year looking to improve upon this year's performance. With Kyle Dake going to Cornell and Don Vincent wrestling at Binghamton next year, they could be an addition to the Shamrock contingent at Nationals. Dreams are made and broken here at the NCAA Championships, where anything can happen. Number 1 seeds can get upset, number 12 seeds could be champions. You never know what could happen at the NCAA Championships. Cornell Big Red sent 9 wrestlers to the NCAAs this year. Troy Nickerson, Mike Gray, DJ Meager, Jordan Lean, Mac Luna, Steve Ansaravage, Justin Kerber, Cam Simaz, and Zach Hammond all made the trip to St. Louis as Cornell attempted to unseat Iowa as national champions. Now we know Troy Nickerson won his first NCAA championship, but how did everyone else do? Mike Gray was seated 11th at 133 pounds. He won his first match over Brandon Lowe of UC Davis. Gray lost in the next round to head to the wrestlebacks, where he went 2-1, just missing All-American status. At 149 pounds, DJ Meager won his first match by a forfeit, but dropped his next 2 to go 1-2. At 157 pounds, defending national champion Jordan Lean was in search of his second straight title. Lean faced off against NC State's Cody Hammer. Lean took the match 11-6, and in his next match he beat Thomas Scotton from North Carolina. In the quarterfinals, Lean took on 6th-ranked Michael Chandler from Missouri. Lean beat Chandler earlier in the year, and the NCAAs were no different as he advanced to the semis against Michigan's Michael Poeta with a 4-2 win. Poeta and Lean had a hard-fought match, but Michael Poeta advanced to the finals with a 6-4 victory, sending Jordan to the consolation round. With a third All-American award already in tow, Lean beat former national champion Gregor Gillespie from Edinburgh 4-0 to take third place. How does Jordan feel about the tournament?
I wrestled hard, and I stayed hungry for the win the entire 7 minutes, and so I'm proud of that. Just because I won, or if I would have lost in that case, I don't think I would be, any less proud. Obviously, that doesn't take away from the fact that I wanted to win a national title. There are a lot of people out here with the same dream, the same hope, the same work ethic, the same skills, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
At 165 pounds, the Big Red had the country's top-ranked wrestler in Mac Lunas. Lunas was 35-0 coming in and drew Ryan Petrovich in the first round. Petrovich, a wild card entry, scored one of the biggest upsets of the tournament by defeating Lunas 5-3, sending Lunas to the wrestlebacks. Lunas, who was visibly rattled by the loss, took on Purdue's Luke Manuel in the next match, and unfortunately for him, dropped a 3-1 decision, ending his tournament prematurely. This definitely shook up the Big Red, but there was still a lot of wrestling left.
Team's struggling, definitely. Yesterday wasn't a good day for us, but we're coming back strong today. We're looking for guys to fight in the wrestlebacks, score some bonus points, and hopefully boost our team score.
At 174 pounds, 6th-ranked Steve Ansaravage defeated Oklahoma's Jeff James in his first match. Then he lost his second match 8-6 to Penn State's Quentin Wright. Ansaravage went on a tear through the wrestlebacks, though, winning 4 matches in a row with 2 pins. Then in the consolation semifinals, he lost by pin in sudden victory overtime to Nebraska's Brandon Brown. Answer Ravage rebounded and avenged his earlier loss to Quentin Wright and took home a 5th place finish. Answer Ravage reflects on his career.
Wrestling in general has taught me so many lessons. I mean, God, like Dan Gable said, after this, everything else in life is going to be easy. When I was going through my job search and everything, people are going, yeah, it's off to the real world, working 40 hours a week. Can't wait to only work 40 hours a week. Between school, my part-time job, and wrestling, I'm already putting in well over 40 hours a week, so it's going to be great. I've learned discipline, hard work, dedication. I know that with hard work, everything will pay off. I'm just going to cherish these memories. I can't believe it's over. I've been doing this for 19 years, so this is really a bittersweet feeling right now.
At 184 pounds, Justin Kerber went 0-2. At 197 pounds, Cam Simas finished 8th and secured Cornell's 4th All-American for the tournament. Senior Zach Hammond finished his career going 1-2 in the tournament. As a team, Cornell fell short of their goal of becoming national champions, but managed a 5th place finish. However, they did prove their resiliency in the face of adversity.
Tommy Brown Photography.
TommyBrown.com.
Always new.
Auto Israel,
Always amazing.
TommyBrown.com.
Senior Portraits.
Always real.
Wedding photography.
You may come to the Oxford, New York studio, and travel is always welcome. Weddings nationwide.
Visit the website to see more images and information or call 607-843-6978. The Shamrock Athletic Center at 47 Riverside Drive in Johnson City is the new home for all your family fitness needs.
We have everything your family needs to get in shape and stay that way. There's circuit trainers, free weights, treadmills and elliptical trainers. Shamrock Athletic Center also offers aerobics, Pilates, plus a host of combat sports training classes.
What are you waiting for? Get down to the Shamrock Athletic Center at 47 Riverside Drive and start getting in shape today. Call 644-1190.
Looking for someone to help you reach your health and fitness goals? Marshall Dornick of HealthStrong is your answer. His 6 years of experience in the field of sports medicine, working with a wide variety of athletes, make him uniquely qualified to address multiple fitness and health goals. Marshall is also a certified strength and conditioning specialist and a performance enhancement specialist. So whether you're a serious athlete looking to gain a competitive edge or a weekend warrior working toward optimal fitness, HealthStrong can take you there.
I'm watching you, Dobson.
Every weekend. Any way you slice it, this city is rotten to the core.
All bets are off.
On CSI New York weekends.
We have to find this guy before he gets to those girls.
Go behind the yellow tape and see the edgiest cases on television.
You missed.
The Big Apple bites back.
Like shooting little girls.
On CSI New York weekends.
Late night, Saturday and Sunday on WPNG TV.
You got to go to the NCAA tournament in St. Louis to have success stories like this. 5 years ago, the Binghamton Bearcats did not even have a wrestling team. Now they have a Division I All-American, the first in the program's history.
The Binghamton Bearcats sent Josh Patterson to the NCAA tournament for the 3rd year in a row this year. Patterson, who wrestled for Wayne High School in Ontario, New York, had a phenomenal year, going 41-4 and winning the CAA tournament. He came to St. Louis ranked 6th at 184 pounds. Josh finished the last 2 NCAA tournaments 0-2, but this year Josh is a different wrestler. He moved through the regular season with a BU record 20 pins. At St. Louis, Patterson took on Mikal McKee from UNC Greensboro. In typical Josh Patterson fashion, he pinned McKee in 1:49 seconds. Unfortunately for Josh, he had a hiccup in the next round when he faced Harvard's Louis Caputo. Patterson dropped a 6-3 decision to head to the Wrestlebacks. Josh roared through the Wrestlebacks, first by pinning Indiana's Eric Cameron in 1:02 seconds. He beat Virginia's Rocco Capone 5-2, setting up a match with 4th-ranked Kirk Smith of Boise State. The winner is an All-American, and the loser is done. Patterson muscled his way to a 6-3 decision to become Binghamton University's first ever Division I All-American. Patterson dropped his next match to Wyoming's Joe LeBlanc by fall in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Next up was a chance of redemption against Harvard's Louis Caputo, who had knocked Patterson out of the championship round. With 7th place on the line, Josh exacted revenge and beat Caputo 4-2 to earn 7th place in the tournament. After the tournament, former BU wrestler and longtime Binghamton University wrestling supporter, actor Billy Baldwin, hosted a reception for Josh at the Scott Trade Center. The reception was attended by friends and family of both Josh and the Binghamton University wrestling program. After a history-making performance by Josh Patterson in the NCAA tournament, things are looking bright for Josh and for the Binghamton University wrestling program. A couple of weeks ago, we did a story on Troy Nickerson's quest for a Division I national championship. Well, Troy's here now, and he's looking great after a 14-second pin in the quarterfinal round. Let's see how Troy made out in his quest. Troy Nickerson has accomplished a lot in his storied wrestling career. He's a 5-time New York State champion, junior freestyle and Greco-Roman champion, high school national champion, 2-time EIWA champion, 3-time All-American. He's taken 2nd and 3rd in his last 2 NCAA championship appearances, but one thing Troy hadn't checked off his list going into this year's NCAAs was winning a national championship. Troy came into St. Louis ranked 2nd in the nation at 125 pounds behind Edinburgh's Paul Donahoe. Defending national champion Angel Escobedo made this a good but tough weight class. Troy cruised through his first 2 matches, earning a pin in 5 minutes and 51 seconds in his first match against Michigan's Mike Watts, and he got an 11-0 major decision over Hofstra's Steve Bonanno. He made his way through the quarterfinals with a don't blink or you'll miss 14-second pin of Oklahoma's Joe Fayo. That assured him of his 3rd All-American award and sent him to the semifinals against defending champion Angel Escobedo. Did he expect that quick of a match?
No, I didn't at all, but I mean, it's just the way it happened. I fell right into it. I felt good out there, and just glad to get it done quick.
In his semifinal against Escobedo, Troy got out to a 1-0 lead in the second period. With about 22 seconds left in the match, Escobedo managed to get an escape, but Troy, with a 1-20 riding time advantage, fought Escobedo's furious attempt at a decisive takedown to win the match 2-1. That riding time advantage sent Troy to his 2nd national championship match. His opponent would be 2007 national champion Paul Donahoe from Edinburgh, a 5-2 semifinal winner over Arizona State's Anthony Robles. Robles, who wrestles with one leg, is a remarkable story in of itself. So in front of a worldwide ESPN audience, Troy took the mat, setting out to accomplish that one elusive goal of a national championship. Troy and Donahoe wrestled a scoreless first period. Then they traded escapes, with Troy earning his in the second period and Donahoe getting his in the third. That set up 2 30-second overtime periods after the 1 minute of sudden death was scoreless. About 5 seconds into the first overtime period, Troy's injured shoulder popped out.
I've struggled this entire year, even with the same injury. Just all the agony of just wrestling in pain for 3 straight months. It was definitely worth it.
After the injury time, Donahoe was slapped with a locking hands penalty, giving Troy a 2-1 lead going into the last overtime. All Troy had to do was ride Donahoe out for 30 seconds. Troy fought hard for 30 seconds that kept Donahoe from scoring and accomplished his goal of winning that first national championship. How does that compare to all of his other accolades?
This is the top of the line. This is what every Pee Wee wrestler strives to be in the United States. This is where you strive to be.
This victory was very special to Troy.
I've also had a great deal of motivation behind my father. He's been really struggling with cancer the last couple months, and it just really meant a lot for him to be out here. This one was for him. I'll get mine next year.
Despite the physical and personal struggles of the 2009 wrestling season, Troy was able to focus on the task at hand, and that determination and hard work led him to the top. Troy Nickerson, 2009 national champion. Well, that's going to do it for this special NCAA Championship edition of Combat Sports Digest. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now, Scott and I will be back next week with a special year in review show, and we'll see all the best college and high school wrestlers we can find. We're also going to have an In the Gym segment with Marshall Dornick, and we checked in at Vitamin World in the Oakdale Mall for a special autograph signing by UFC and WEC athletes John Jones and John Franchi. I'm Jim Rotundo, and I'll see you next time.
Looking for someone to help you reach your health and fitness goals? Marshall Dornick of HealthStrong is your answer. His 6 years of experience in the field of sports medicine, working with a wide variety of athletes, make him uniquely qualified to address multiple fitness and health goals. Marshall is also a certified strength and conditioning specialist and a performance enhancement specialist. So whether you're a serious athlete looking to gain a competitive edge or a weekend warrior working toward optimal fitness, HealthStrong can take you there.
Pops Athletics wants you to be part of its 2009 Technique and Live Wrestling Camp August 2nd through 5th at Binghamton University. This competitively priced camp is designed to give wrestlers valuable insight on what it takes to be successful at the highest levels of wrestling. You'll work with Binghamton University head coach Pat Papalizio and his staff of counselors to improve your skills both on and off the mat. Camp size is limited, so hurry up and call 607-372-4118 for more information.
The Shamrock Athletic Center at 47 Riverside Drive in Johnson City is the new home for all your family fitness needs.
We have everything your family needs to get in shape and stay that way. There's circuit trainers, free weights, treadmills and elliptical trainers. Shamrock Athletic Center also offers aerobics, Pilates, plus a host of combat sports training classes.
What are you waiting for? Get down to the Shamrock Athletic Center at 47 Riverside Drive and start getting in shape today. Call 644-1190. Tommy Brown Photography.
TommyBrown.com.
Always new.
Auto Israel.
Always amazing.
TommyBrown.com.
Senior portraits.
Always real.
Wedding photography.
You may come to the Oxford, New York studio, and travel is always welcome. Weddings nationwide.
Visit the website to see more images and information or call 607-843-6978.
I'm watching you, Dobson. Every weekend. Any way you slice it, this city is rotten to the core.
All bets are off.
On CSI New York weekends.
We have to find this guy before he gets to those girls.
Go behind the yellow tape and see the edgiest cases on television. You missed. The Big Apple bites back.
You like shooting little girls?
On CSI New York weekends.
Late night, Saturday and Sunday on WPNG TV.
The Shamrock Athletic Center at 47 Riverside Drive in Johnson City is the new home for all your family fitness needs.
We have everything your family needs to get in shape and stay that way. There's circuit trainers, free weights, treadmills and elliptical trainers. Shamrock Athletic Center also offers aerobics, Pilates, plus a host of combat sports training classes.
What are you waiting for? Get down to the Shamrock Athletic Center at 47 Riverside Drive and start getting in shape today. Call 644-1190.
If you missed Combat Sports Digest, you missed... Don't miss Combat Sports Digest, the only combat show with teeth. Sunday mornings at 10:30 a.m. on Binghamton CW.